Warning, this podcast contains a sunburnt Clio.
Oh, that's a lie.
No, you're very sunburnt. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Once Upon a Time Rewind, Season 1, Episodes 12 and 13, Skin Deep, and What Happened to Frederick. There are now 5 of us. 5, so we're in this like weird kind of box thing, because I don't know what else to do with the camera.
If there are 6, you could do the Brady Bunch.
That's true. I'm your host, Dom. With me is Nikki, Clio, Jake, and Rachel. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, forewarning, once again, this is if you have seen everything up to Season 5 through the finale, you can watch this. If you're watching Season 1 for the very first time, this is not the podcast for you. We're going to spoil things that happen later on.
Everything.
So, this is just us going back from finishing Season 5, going back and looking back at Season 1 and kind of seeing how it holds up and what we've forgotten and just reminiscing. So, this is your warning. If you haven't seen it, leave. That's it.
I'm just going to say you're going to have to calm down, Dom, because every time you move your hands, you slap both Jacob, and Rachel in the face, and it's very rude.
You're in my personal
How
space.
rude.
How rude.
I did see today that Netflix, sometime in August, Season 5 is coming to Netflix. So
Nice.
you will be able to get caught up. Hopefully before the season starts again.
So,
I would like to announce that this is a special episode of the ASOTV podcast. So we're going to call this the ASOTV Skin Deep Drinking Game episode.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So what you can do if
Dom
you
gets so
want
drunk he falls out of his chair.
No, I can't. I put the
No.
fireball in another room so I won't even be tempted.
Okay. Well, if you want to play, in the chat, you guys can play too if you want to. Here's how it's going to work. Throughout the entire episode, I will be throwing out Beauty and the Beast jokes, and you are going to take a drink every time that comes up. Now, remember, check your legal drinking age in your area. If you are a bit younger, you can do what we did in high school, and we can use water, and whoever has to pee first loses.
Oh.
That's good. That's a good one.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like
my
I'm gonna
brothers, my brother's friends would actually get shot glasses and fill them with soda and see who could shoot them the fastest because of the bubbles that would really mess you up. It's funny.
that. Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
They were creative.
yeah. So, here we are, episode 12, halfway through the first season.
Oh wow, we are halfway.
We are halfway.
Math.
Math is
Math.
wonderful. Skin Deep, the title card was Rumple's Spinning Wheel. And we had a lot of Beauty and the Beast stuff going on here. Like, this was our first reference to Rumpelstiltskin as something more than just the Dark One or Rumpelstiltskin. Like, this is when he was the Beast. And it's just like, whoa, that's an interesting twist. Though they never called him the Beast, they called him, you're a beast,
Or a
Yeah.
monster.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just thought it was really cool. This was one of the big, like, twists that I was really like, oh my god, they're really changing things here.
I wasn't too sure about it first time around. I thought, I don't know how I feel about this, but you know what? We'll wait and see a few days more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
that
They made Belle into a princess more than just a commoner, that...
And she was,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, she was smart.
Mhm.
She didn't take crap. And
and
now,
this is back when the writers knew how to write Belle.
yeah.
I think
Yes.
they've lost their way a little bit. But I like Belle.
Yeah.
Belle was one of my favorite characters at the start of the show. She has
She was very
since
strong.
become one of my least favorite because she lost her way sometime, like I want to say during season 4 maybe, where people started walking all
I'll
over
even go
her.
as far as saying the Neverland season 3.
Yeah.
Mm.
because she was left behind, you know, to
Oh yeah.
do, you know, God knows what by herself. So
God knows.
she's like,
You
oh,
don't wanna
Rumple's like, protect the town, like they're coming. And what did she do? She just like talked to people. I don't know. So,
What am I supposed to do?
know.
yeah,
You don't know what she did.
yeah, exactly.
And,
So I mean,
I
it
was
wasn't
just
just
gonna say-
Belle. It wasn't just Belle though. It was Maurice
Yeah.
too.
Maurice is a dick.
Oh yeah.
He
I liked when he was a goofy little inventor, short and stubby,
I
and
know.
a mustache. He looked better in the cartoon, and I liked his personality better. He's a complete coward and just why does he run a freaking like land or whatever, like a country? Because he's
a
doing
country.
terrible
Wait,
job.
wait. There's countries in the Enchanted Forest now.
I don't know.
Kingdoms, whatever. They're
They're
countries.
Whatever.
kingdoms within a kingdom.
Yes. Why the hell does he do
It's
it?
a little town filled with little people.
I just thought his name in Storybrooke was just kind of like, really? That's all you could come up with?
I'm just ignoring.
That
No,
one was
Mo
good.
French. So I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so in the episode they said that the town of Avonlea, I don't remember how it's
Avonlea.
pronounced. Avonlea fell to the Ogre War. However, they didn't say exactly how far away this was from where they were.
I
In
assume close.
in the script, in the actual script for it, there were some more details. And it's actually a 2-day ride from Maurice's castle. So
Mm.
it's
Okay.
pretty close.
Yeah.
So it's like probably a 45-minute drive, but cars don't exist there. So
That's true.
Magic exists. You just poop there.
yeah, exactly.
So it's.
And this is our
crazy.
first like look at Gaston, the old Gaston, and you know what? This guy looks retarded.
He
I-
listen.
yeah.
I love that actor. That actor is amazing.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
But holding him up to the Gaston we see in season 5, it's just like, oh no.
I was looking at him
There's no
From-
contest.
from certain angles. This Gaston reminded me of the actor who plays Ray in Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow and all that. From certain angles. I mean, not dead on
know who
or
he
anything like
reminded
that.
me
but-
He's
He
one of the
reminded me-
cops from Psych.
yeah,
Yeah, he reminded me of Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
yeah,
Oh my god, yeah.
I see it.
His hair, I think, if I don't know, some of his hair and the way he held himself, the way he talked, and it was very stiff and rigid. And I'm just like, oh, okay, can you leave now?
Were they trying to take a different like view on Gaston? Because he didn't seem like, yeah, he didn't seem like arrogant and full of himself. He was just very stalwart and like, you know,
Well, Belle was referencing that he was. We didn't see it ourselves, but she was referencing that. And I mean, we see it later on in season 5, you know, when he's in there a little bit too, you know, not too much, but, you know.
When he was being a jerk.
Yeah. So, but this
That
is,
was
you know,
the guest
where Belle actually, you know, offered to go with the Beast, which is not. Is that how it happened in the Disney movie? I thought she was just kidnapped by the Beast, or
No,
she
she
goes
offered.
to
She
his
goes.
castle looking for her father, and then when she's there, she's like, "Oh, take me instead. Let him go. Let my father go."
Yeah,
yeah,
she
yeah,
was
okay.
in place of her father. Yeah.
yeah.
When her father was cool.
Yeah, exactly. When
Yep.
you want to give your life for him.
She was just doing it because she wanted to get away from Gaston.
That's probably it.
No, that's not just it. Because
I
she
would
goes on
imagine.
about
I know it's not just it, but
she
you know.
goes on about being a hero and wanting to do that stuff for your kingdom, and she really thought that
Well,
was
and
the
plus
best
she
way.
Well, her
Probably-
mother
I
did
mean,
the
she
same
probably-
thing.
Yeah,
Well, she also mentioned, you know, when they were talking about how she didn't love Gaston, that basically, you know, and she kind of hinted that, well, this was my way out, kind of.
roundabout way. Yes, that's
Yeah, this is my way out. I don't have to marry him.
Yeah. And, you know, she's like, you know, if I'm never going to see another person again, at least let me get to know you, you know, and that's where this all starts. Cleo's favorite story of Once Upon a Time.
it's tainted now.
Is it?
It's tainted.
Is it
this
tainted?
this whole episode, I'm just like,
Can I ask you really quick before we
don't
touch
care,
on this?
please go.
Last week's episodes that you missed, did you watch them?
No.
That was the
I meant
stealthy
to go
episode,
back.
Cleo. The
Ah,
stealthy.
shit!
The one we started the episodes and we're like, we really wish Cleo was here right now because these are the episodes Cleo claims she has no recollection
Okay,
of.
I'll go back and I'll actually watch them
Okay,
for next week.
Yeah. All right. So how so was this tainted? As you take a sip. Perfect timing.
It just, I'm now thinking ahead. Like, and I don't do this ever. Like the future usually doesn't impact the past for me.
Right.
That's usually
But
how
I
it works.
just know where it's going, and I fucking can't. I don't care.
Well, I just want to show you, like, in this particular episode, he chose power over her. Again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? It's
Because
it's always been that way, which was my point. Like, it's never been anything but this. So
I doesn't mean I have to fucking like it.
Oh, I never
Tom.
said no. I never said you were gonna like it, but no, that's not what I was getting at. But I'm just saying that it's never been any different than what it is. So, I don't see where all the animosity comes in later because it's not like they pulled the wool over your eyes because it's been here we are like the first introduction of it.
It felt like they did because in the whole thing it really seemed like
they
loved
he
and
He
built
does,
it
though.
up and
He 100% does.
Okay, I should rephrase.
I think I don't know. If to me this felt like he chose power because he never felt that she could love him, that anyone could love him. But then when he realized,
who could ever love a beast?
Then when he realized after he let her go and she made her big old grandiose speech and left, he realized he could be loved. And then I think it changed him. But then now, the future Rumple was trying to do things right, but inevitably always chose power. But I think there are two different reasons why he chose power.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. They definitely are. And they're going to, as it goes on, you're going to see more and more struggle of the power versus love. And that's Rumple's struggle. It's what is more important to him, and it changes very slightly. It's a power struggle between himself. Like, sometimes he's feeling more the love pull, sometimes he's feeling more the power. And it's usually when it's one side too heavy, it starts going to the other side.
He has no confidence.
Sometimes he's feeling like vanilla, other like chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes he's Republican, sometimes
No!
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Yes, that's better.
sometimes you're Hillary, sometimes you're Trump.
No! Never that. Never that.
Well, they have some.
You're
They
the
actually have
worst.
some things. Rumple and the candidates that we have right now are very similar. One of them destroys civilizations, and the other one is a liar and a cheat. And that's all I'm gonna say.
And Tracy's cooking.
As a first-time voter,
Look
this
how
year has been a
angry
real
she
shit show.
is. She's so angry. She's red. Look at that.
Wow.
Sorry, I just can't escape it. It's everywhere.
I think we're gonna have to nail the curtains down to Nikki's room.
Nail the curtains down?
There's no curtains.
Yeah, just like Rumple did.
Oh.
To keep all the light out.
To keep you in. Yeah, but
Gotta go catch
this is also the first episode where you get the iconic chipped cup,
Yeah.
which
You
I
chip
would
the
like to
cup.
report. No, god damn it.
I missed that one because Dom was talking loudly.
And now he has soda going through his nose.
I had to mute.
This is no longer the one stream. This is the BS stream.
Welcome to Drunk ASOTV podcast, where we.
Can that be a thing?
Yeah, next time we do the bullshit podcast, we should do that.
I can't do that.
Sorry.
Okay. I can't
You're
even
right.
talk.
You're right.
No.
I would pick up the slack, but I don't even know where you left off.
I'm not all right. I'm half left. But anyway.
How about, can you go a
Good
little
to be
more
half
right?
left.
Whew. So I don't remember where I was before Jake made that pun. Oh, the Chipped Cup. I'm happy to announce the Chipped Cup will be making a return in season 6.
I thought it was broken.
It was dead.
It was
It was in the
Poor
underworld.
Chip.
It was dead.
Maybe flashbacks, maybe real time, who knows? We don't know. But I know when the cup was broken, Rumple tried to get all the pieces or something.
Yeah.
He may have even reassembled it. I don't remember
He
anymore.
reassembled it like 3 times.
He made it a zombie cup.
The zombie cup.
Yep, more or less.
In season 5, it broke officially, and then we saw it in the underworld.
Yeah, but we
And
also see...
Chip has unfinished business.
No, because he says in
Chip
the...
is pissed.
He says
Oh,
in the
that's
episode,
unfinished
he
business.
goes, what's the big deal? It's just a cup. You know, as in it's not a person.
That is a child.
No, it's not. In the cartoon it was, but here he's saying no, it's just a cup. So I'm willing to believe Rumple.
Oh God, I hope to God they do not name their kid Chip.
I doubt it.
If they name their kid, I'm like,
Well,
right,
Chip
right
the
in
And then he
Kid
grows
did-
up to be part
Hold
of the
on, no,
Rescue
no, no.
Rangers.
No, in because Chip is a kid.
Right.
You know, when the
Yes.
fella's broken, is Chip his name?
I believe so.
In the cartoon,
Yeah.
yes, his name was Chip. That's why he had a chip in the first place.
And he had a chip front
I thought he had a normal name.
His front tooth was chipped.
I'm curious though if that happened while he was a cup or while he was a human.
Well, he had a chipped tooth, so that might have happened when he was a human and turned into a kid. It turned into
Or
a
it
cup
could have
and-
happened when he was the cup and then it turned into his tooth, and I don't know.
It could have happened when he was a tooth, and then he
He was a tooth.
he was a tooth.
He's just a
Huh.
child.
He was just a tooth.
He was, yep.
Yep.
I-
Not changing my statement.
You're all terrible people. All of you.
I know.
Except for
I'm the
Jake.
worst.
Jake's not
Whoops.
terrible.
As I'm dropping things.
So, yeah. And then,
Cleo saying hi to everybody.
yes, Cleo's waving.
He's very friendly.
And then
I am.
as far as the Enchanted Forest goes,
Friendly.
you know, we had I think the only other thing that really happened there was Regina and Belle. You know, they
Yeah.
had a
Okay,
interaction.
how did Belle not know who she is?
Because Belle's not from her kingdom.
Okay, just some lady in a big black carriage with all these. Yeah, she was no one.
she probably knew that she was royalty, but
She must not be important.
Regina is a great actress. The Evil Queen is an awesome actress. She
Yeah.
can manipulate anyone, and that's exactly what she did.
I would assume that the royal families of the Enchanted Forest would know each other, but
Yeah, I would think they would know each other.
Well,
Is she
she's-
that
she's-
royal of a family?
She's
or
young
is it just-
too, so she may not. You know,
It's,
Well,
I
like,
mean,
she's-
it's
not
also
like she's a queen or anything. You know, of another kingdom. She's just becoming. You know, like just getting ready to marry Gaston and you know all that stuff. So I don't know if she's actually gotten into all the politics of it all.
All I
and
know
it's
is
also
that I
think
would
of
know-
distance.
I know
because
all I
if
know is if I was Belle, I wouldn't take advice from someone dressed all in black.
But think of it like England and Hungary. They're very far
Hungary?
from each other. Well, didn't it have like back in the day? Didn't it have like a different Hungary? Whatever.
All I know is
Anyway.
that the Evil Queen looked fabulous, even though it was black. So you know what? She's damn good looking.
Of course
I'm
she
gonna
looks
listen.
I mean, that
The
would be
clothes
like.
are amazing.
I mean, think of how many kingdoms there are, right? We don't know exactly,
we can count them.
but there might be others that we don't know about,
There are others that have been mentioned.
right?
We've never seen them before.
But think about it this way: you being, you know, for the most part, U.S. You know, do you know the prime minister of like Africa? Like, can you identify him right now?
Dom, the Prime Minister of Africa, Dom.
Yeah.
Do
The
they
Prime
even have
Minister of
Prime
Africa,
Yes.
Dom.
Yes.
It's okay.
don't
There
think
was
so.
a president of Canada a couple weeks ago, so it's all right. You know, there can be prime
don't think
ministers and everything
Africa
else
has
everywhere else.
I'm just saying.
No.
Do you
You
know
can
all
say
the-
Prime
do you know
Minister
all the
of
leaders?
Nigeria. There is no Prime Minister of Africa.
No, it's fine. Africa's fine. My point is,
The
do
state
you
Africa.
know all the leaders of everyone in the world? No, you don't. So you're not going to necessarily know all the leaders of every single kingdom.
But I would
But
imagine
you're
that the
also-
leaders themselves would know each other.
You're
Right, but she's not a
also in
leader.
You're also in a place where there are no photos, there's not video, you're not watching the news, so she might know
yeah, it's called the
Regina by
Magic
name.
It's possible. I mean, she's so caught up in her books too that she doesn't really pay too much attention to the outside world.
I don't know. All I know is
Including the Prime Minister of Africa.
If someone that looked like Regina came up and started talking to me about love and shit, I'd be like, yeah, I'm
Who
not
are
taking
you?
her advice. You look like you.
But-
You have some kind
You came back from a funeral?
Are you guys
Yeah.
surprised
What?
that Belle went back to Rumple in the first place?
Not
No,
at all.
no.
Cleo's like,
She wants
run,
to up.
run, Belle,
No,
run.
run.
She's
Yeah.
screaming at the TV
Go.
the whole time.
Never look
Oh.
back.
You want
Have
adventure
adventures
in the
with
Great
Mulan.
Wide
Fuck
somewhere?
that guy.
The worst thing about Belle is that she sees even the little bit, like the littlest bit of good
Right. And
in every person, and
That's-
she saw it in Rumple when he was like, "I don't expect you to come back."
that's
But I would like you to.
100% Belle's fault. 100% Belle's fault. All of this hatred for Rumple, 100% Belle's fault. So you should in fact be hating Belle and not Rumple.
I do hate Belle, but I also hate Rumple.
I don't hate her now, but
No.
I hate her later seasons.
Right.
But see, and this doesn't happen with me in shows.
Right.
But it's happening with this one, where
Right.
I'm now looking back at past Belle, and I'm still like, I don't get it.
I'm just rubbing off a
I've
little
lost
bit.
something
Here, have some
lost.
hate.
I still have
Have
a
it.
feeling though that in the future that Clio will get a satisfied conclusion to this story, but because Clio is very stubborn, she's still gonna be like, I don't care, even though she's satisfied.
I'm worse than you, Dom, and that says a
Even though
fucking
she's
lot.
satisfied, she's gonna be like, I don't care, it's done.
No,
Whatever.
and here's the thing, and the future of Once Upon a Time is on like the edge of a cliff for me, and it has nothing to do with Rumple and Belle. It has to do with the fuck happened the end of last season.
Which I'm excited
Like
for.
it's going the way of Supernatural for me. I don't know if I can keep going.
I think you'll be fine.
I think you'll be fine.
I don't know.
I think
I
they're
just keep
kind of
thinking of how
going
last
back to the
season
roots
ended,
right
and
now.
I'm just
That's
like,
what's
ah.
happening.
Yeah.
They're getting back to the way this season and the second season were. I think they're kind of going back to that for this coming season coming up. And how could you not be interested and like really excited about the Agrabah stuff with Aladdin and Jasmine
I mean, I am.
and
I'm
Jafar?
sorry. I am.
And Jafar got a face.
Can we
paint
talk
on.
about Jafar? Is this an appropriate time to talk about Jafar? Dom is so mad, and I am so happy. And we have
I'm upset.
I'm upset
so
too.
I'm not
happy.
upset yet. I'm not upset yet.
I'm disappointed.
Okay.
How about that?
I'm not upset yet. Because I haven't seen the episode yet. If the episode happens and they don't explain how Jafar looks different, I will be angry. If they explain it, I'm fine with it.
Here's the thing. When they said it, I was like, oh no, they changed the actor. I'm not sure about that. And then I saw that it was Oda Fair, and I was
Right.
like, oh no, I'm fine. This is literally the one person in the entire world that could take that role.
Oh no, I love him, and I think he'll do a great job as Jafar. My gripe is when they don't explain it in context of the story.
I
I'm
don't think we're gonna
completely
know
fine
right
with
away.
actor change, because like take Bewitched for example. Bewitched is probably the most famous actor change, for me, where you change the Darrens midway. All they could have done is had like Samantha's mother or father just come in and make him look different, and just explain it off that way, because they already both hated him to begin with. And there you go. There's a in-story explanation. Everything would have been fine. But it's just like you pulled the wool over our eyes and you expect us to just accept that. I don't do well with that. So
Well, see,
It's a
that's-
big
well,
change, so
except-
I know they're going to attempt to tell us, but I don't see it coming right away.
and that's
I-
completely
they're
fine.
gonna
Like
ease
the Robin
into
Hood. Like the Robin Hood thing. Like that took a very long time to do, but it's such a minor thing that was so small that most people forgot. They still
See,
went back
my
and did
thought
it,
about
and
it
that rectifies everything for me.
is I think the reason why they changed the actors is because the actor that
He was in a leading character.
he was well not that but Jafar was in Wonderland. Not a lot of people saw Wonderland, so people that are watching Once Upon a Time may not have saw Wonderland.
That's true,
And so
but-
to them it doesn't matter because they never saw the old Jafar.
Naveen is currently in a Netflix series, like Sense8 or something like that. So he's very tied up at the moment. And they said even if he wanted to, he couldn't.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, the actor that they got for Jafar, I've always thought he was very, very good looking. But
I met him.
That is on another level. I was a little disappointed when I saw it. I'm like, oh.
Well, the fact that they've already had Will Scarlet crossover from that makes me think, it's still within the confines of the universe. So
maybe they'll do something with Will finally.
Well, that was another thing as I looked that up.
I'm just saying that's what they might be thinking. And since there is people that have never seen Wonderland, so having this Jafar, this is Jafar. That's Jafar.
I looked that up, and they said the actor that played Will said he's totally down for coming back. He just doesn't like the way that he was sitting around doing almost nothing the whole time. But he said,
I agree.
And Adam and Eddie also apologized to him for that, and they said, it's just a really rough time because people expect to see the current characters and stuff like that. So Michael Socha was just like, hey, if you guys need me to come back, I'm down, but I'm not gonna sit here and be pulled around. And they said that's completely fine. So.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I do not blame them whatsoever.
Yeah.
He totally. I mean, he was an awesome character in Wonderland, and that they did so much with this character in the background. You knew what was going on with him.
Yeah.
And I just wish they would do some more.
Right. I was gonna save this discussion for the end of the episode. It just kind of happened, so sorry. It's kind of a weird time to do it, but jumping back to the episode now, in the Storybrooke section of this episode, we see Mr. Gold repoing Mo French's van, who, Mr. Gold later gets robbed, and this is the first time that we see the inside of his house. I think it's the only time we ever see the inside of his house, too.
I remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Victorian. I love this house. Can we see more of it? And they didn't show more of it.
And then answering our question from last week, it also appears the cabin in the woods is, in fact, Rumple's cabin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If it is not Rumple's cabin, it's someone he knows that he has access to. So, but I feel like we don't see the cabin again after this episode. I could be wrong.
No, we didn't. We saw it with Cruella and them.
Was
because they were hiding out.
They were hiding out in the cabin.
Oh.
Because Rumple couldn't go back to his house.
Yeah, maybe it was. I remember that having like moose heads or antlers or something on the walls.
Antlers in his decorations?
Yeah, which were not in this house, so I don't know if it's the same one. So.
Drink.
There's antlers in all of my decorations.
I'm not doing it. Fine, I guess.
Say it again.
He's just afraid he's gonna choke.
Yeah. Because somebody's gonna make me laugh next time I take a sip. So
say it once more. Who's the hero next door? I'm sorry. Go on.
It's one of the best.
This is
songs.
also the episode where we find out that Rumple actually knows that he's Rumple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And Regina basically tested him by stealing the chipped cup, the one thing that she knew meant anything to him. Mm-hmm. And he flipped the fuck out.
Yep.
So.
He was beating the ever living crap out of Mo.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was scary.
He had a little anger issues.
Just a little bit.
A little bit?
The other thing that we had, like, the girls' night, at the bar or whatever. Specifically, though, in episode 4, Ashley, a.k.a. Cinderella, says that she was 19. What the hell is she doing in a bar?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, it is a small town. Everybody knows everybody. They probably weren't serving her alcohol, even though she was in there.
She was drinking alcohol.
She was drinking alcohol.
Okay.
And if this is a town stuck in the 80s, legal age was 18.
Was it? Okay, maybe.
I think in the 80s.
Maybe.
I don't know.
At one point, it was 18.
I think the
they're
reason
in Maine.
why yeah, they are in Maine. I think the reason why it got overlooked is because the drinking age where they film is Canada, which is 18.
It's just 18.
So I think
Yeah,
that
Vancouver.
is how it ended up getting overlooked in production, but you know, we all know it's supposed to be in Maine. So but at the bar was the Lost McCutcheon Scotch from on the psychiatric ward where we find Belle at the very end of the episode.
I want to know who the nurse is, damn it!
Yeah, right.
She's been there from the very beginning, and
has.
she's
I
still
wanna
That's
there.
it.
The number 23 was on the form that was being filled out, and the number 8 was in the hallway on the psychiatric ward. So more lost numbers.
I just love the fact that freaking Regina asked, has anyone come to visit her? You know for sure that no one has come to visit her.
Because it's a fucking secret door.
I know. That only you have the code for.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, no one's thought to ask, hey, why does this emergency exit door have a keypad on it?
Right?
No one?
No one.
No,
What if there was an emergency and someone tried to use that door?
they're not gonna get in with the keypad.
No, they ain't.
So
I also noticed some things in Rumpel's council and in Channel Force. I noticed he had like the golden fleece in the back. I don't know if anyone caught that.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
He had the puppets and then he had that sword. I'm trying to figure out. I was like, okay, it doesn't look like Excalibur,
yep.
but it was prominently featured in the back.
Hmm.
And we did see the hat.
Oh wait, I think that sword is David's sword.
Oh, Alex says in chat that Once Upon a Time in Wonderland has finally made it to the ABC app. So
Yes.
it's been missing for a very long time. So it's finally made it over there. So if anybody wants to
that's
catch
good.
up on that, we finally have somewhere
watch
you
it.
can do it that's not iTunes. So
Okay.
I think that was just like recently,
Can I
like within
get-
last week.
Can I get like the widget on my PlayStation so that I could watch the ABC stuff on my TV
if
instead of
ABC
on?
has an app on PlayStation, yeah. So I don't know if they
Also,
do.
I noticed in this, Emma wasn't wearing a leather jacket. She was wearing a winter coat.
Oh.
She was.
Yeah,
Well,
the black winter coat.
they
And
were
then-
filming when
Yeah.
at this time when it was really cold in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't get snow in Vancouver, but it gets cold.
Yeah. And then it went to a brown leather jacket. So she had like 2 or 3 jackets in this episode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, in terms of all the leather jackets we've seen, she's got 3 or 4 different ones at this point.
She's got the blue one, the red one, the brown one, and then there's another one.
Yeah.
Like a yellow one.
Yeah, yellow one.
Yellow. So she's got 4 total. So
Right now.
But she likes the
So
red.
many.
so
jackets.
we have the origin of one of them. I want to know the origin story of all the other 3.
Because
She
all
went
of
on
them.
Online
Wait, none of the other ones are that important.
I know.
No. She went online and she's like one of those people, you like one shirt and then you buy that one shirt in different colors.
Ah,
I know, but just because a character isn't important doesn't mean we don't get their backstory too. So, Rumpel.
Jimmy Cricket. I didn't care about his backstory.
Whoa, no, Hansel and Gretel. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
we didn't need to.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Where are they? And also Regina mentioned a certain mermaid when she came to visit Rumpel.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
about
God.
that one.
And the other episode we're going to talk about is episode 13, What Happened to Frederick. The title card was Frederick's statue, the gold statue. And, you know, in the Enchanted Forest, we have the whole Abigail surprisingly going to Charming and being like, look, I don't want to marry you either. You know, we get that.
Listen here, dude.
Yeah, we get that whole kind of background story of what really happened, and Frederick and her father, and accidentally getting turned to gold, and she's tried everything under the sun to break the curse, but she knows of one thing that might break it, but no one can come back alive, and that's the water from Lake Nostos.
I have a question. Is it only men who can get the water and keep it magical? Why couldn't she have gone herself if she loved him so much?
Because
'Cause
it's dangerous.
She's
a bitch.
scared.
Snow probably could have gotten it.
She's a woman. She can't do it.
So, and I'm curious if the
Because
Lady of
plot.
the Lake would have been a man
Yeah.
if a woman went to it, or if it went to your preference, you know.
Oh,
not
I think
necessarily-
it's-
They
What if
did
she liked
reference
it?
it. the lady of the lake.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would assume that it would always be a lady.
Something
Well-
to know.
It changed its shape to be snow. I would assume it would take whatever shape your true love is. You know?
Right.
I guess so.
Or whatever it is.
What if your true love was a cat?
Then it'd be a
Okay.
fucking cat.
And then I drown. I would drown.
The cats don't like butter, so yeah, she's screwed.
So something to know is this is the lady of the lake, and we in season 5 they just dropped this line. They didn't give any build up to it. It had no payoff, but they just mentioned that Lancelot's mother is the lady of the lake. So congratulations, David, you killed Lancelot's mother.
Very interesting.
Well, she was
Yeah.
kind of a bitch.
She was a whore.
Well,
but-
don't forget, we also go back to this lake in season 2. This is how Emma and Snow find their way out, and then they have the battle between Hook and Cora, like at the dried up lake. This is the same lake. This is the same lake. It dries up.
And apparently all the trees go away
Yeah.
after it goes up.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Well, I
now we're like,
assume-
who's daddy?
I assume the lake was she was there to guard it because of its magical properties. That was keeping everything around it alive. Once she died, it died.
Yeah, it's completely possible.
Great job, David.
Yeah.
Well,
Tom,
in
fucked
the
it
original,
up. Way to
in the
be.
original
Actually,
video,
I don't
like,
think.
isn't she the one that gave Excalibur to?
Well,
But
I
did,
think-
did killing her drain the lake, or was that the curse that broke that?
I don't know. I just assumed that like the magic slowly drained away because she was the one protecting it from
Yeah.
the
Well,
people that
That's,
they're walking by and
I
stuff.
thought
I'm sure they
said-
explain it in season 2, so we will get to that next summer.
Because I remember them saying that the lake dried up, so I'm guessing people just kept using the water since no one was protecting it.
That's possible
Everyone
too.
just using the water.
Yep.
Oh my god! I stubbed my toe.
Yeah.
I broke a nail.
My poor nail. I need to fix it. Blah blah.
And then back in Storybrooke, we had, the David and Catherine situation, the I'm going to talk to Catherine, and then doesn't, and then Snow gets slapped over it. And we actually...
Oh my god!
Did you guys catch Frederick in the school?
No, I
Yes, he's
missed
the
that.
PE teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was carrying
Oh no, I
a
did
bag
notice
of
that.
soccer balls.
Soccer balls, dodgeballs, kickballs,
Yeah,
something like
it was
that, yeah.
It was a sack
ball.
ball.
And he was carrying a bag of balls.
Sack of balls.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
He's carrying a bag of balls.
I think all 5 of us should get together and go to Disneyland.
Oh, that'd be fun.
deal.
I'm going in November.
Yes, maybe.
I might go tomorrow.
He's like, I'm going to move.
But, then Snow actually ends up dumping David. And it's just
Yeah.
like,
Which I thought was stupid. Okay, can someone? I don't know if I'm crazy. Can someone give Jacob a reality check? So I don't understand why she broke up with David because
he
she
lied
told
to her.
him. Yeah, I understand. Well, she lies to him like constantly. But that's later. But she said, "What we have isn't love; it's destruction." Okay, it is love, first of all. And what did you destroy, really? I guess you can make the argument that it destroyed Catherine
life.
and David's marriage, but their marriage was not.
they're getting
No.
It wasn't
stuff spray
working
painted
anyway.
all
They
over the
both-
car.
Yeah,
Like Tramp
it's-
and...
Well, that was Regina.
But it's also everyone was looking at her. They were whispering behind her back.
But I feel like she
It's
broke
the
up with
law-
David to preserve her reputation rather than I just don't want to be.
I just see. Okay,
I
this
see
was the
that.
start. This was the storyline. This is the start of the storyline that I had a hard time getting through this
Yeah.
because it was like, okay, this whole entire community, everyone is supposed to have known everyone forever. One little screw up. She never had sex with him. You don't know the full story, and you're ready to freaking burn her at the fucking stake.
I love
But-
Granny was just like home wrecker.
But
I
it is a
know.
small town. Any kind of gossip like that gets blown out of proportion.
It
Yeah.
get
Well-
because it's such a small.
It
Well, I
is
would
the
imagine
worst
she's
game
never-
of telephone when you live in a small town. Seriously, like it doesn't. It
Mickey
It-
actually lived in a small
Yeah,
town, so she
yes.
could tell you best.
even the first person that gets told the story twist it completely around, and
You know,
then
everyone,
it just
someone
evolves.
probably,
mutates
someone
from
whispered it at Granny's, and everyone always hanging out at Granny's anyway, so they all heard it.
that. Of course.
And
I
you know,
mean, did
Snow
they
has
not?
never
Did
had
no
to.
one know what was going on? Hello, her and David were at Granny's talking to each other. I mean, granted, it was from across the freaking aisle, but they were still talking to each other,
Well, that's-
running into each other.
That's not where the town started talking. The town didn't start talking until Abigail came in and slapped the shit out of Snow.
Well, I know that, but it's like,
That was
did they
uncalled.
not know this was already going on?
I don't think
It's
they
not
really,
like they kept it hush hush. They were
the only
Well-
person
bad at
that
it.
really caught on and cared was Emma and Ruby.
Mm.
Ruby knew exactly what was going on, but she's like, "Go for it."
I just think everyone was just turning a blind eye until it came out. No one cared. They were just like, whatever. No,
That's
my
what Regina's
business.
doing, though.
None
It's
of
her
my
influence
business.
over the town.
It is,
Yeah.
and the thing is, Storybrooke is very Canadian about it because people don't start talking shit until after it happens.
Cleo's so mad right now.
I'm
She's
furious.
This
Oh,
storyline of everyone starting to hate Mary Margaret, really, it took me
I mean,
everything to continue watching it.
it's just that it's the David and Mary Margaret storyline.
And if I'm not mistaken, this carries all the way up until the finale. Like, this whole thing,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
the curse gets broken, that's when they look at each other and like, what the fuck have we been doing this whole time? Let's hook up, you know?
Well, this starts the whole, and then Catherine disappeared. This starts the whole witch hunt for Mary Margaret. And it's like they're finding all these circumstantial evidence. It's like all this planted evidence. It's like, are you guys this stupid?
Yeah,
Well, it's
they
just
are.
Regina doesn't want them together because they're
Well, we
true
know that.
love, and
And she thinks it'll break the curse, but
Yeah.
that's not.
Right.
That's not the case.
That's not how the curse
They've
works.
already kissed, so we know it doesn't break the curse.
Yeah.
And
And then
the magical whooshy whoosh.
And then the
Yeah.
other, big thing that was going on in Storybrooke was August. He has the date with Emma. They go to the well, and apparently everything carried over with this curse, including the lake. Which that might be why the lake dried up. It's because it came with them.
That's true.
That could very well be it as well.
I like the fact that she was just like, "How do you know this stuff? You've never been here." He goes,
I read the plaque.
Yeah, for
was
centuries,
so
local
funny.
legend has claimed that mystical waters run beneath this great land. It is said that these waters possess the power to return that of which is lost its rightful place. If you have lost something precious to you, drink from this well and bear witness to this miracle, as what is missing shall be returned.
okay, wasn't it August that referenced a tale as old as time when he was referring to
I think he
the
did.
plaque?
I think
He
he
did.
did.
You're the worst.
"I'm out of drink. Sorry."
Oh, I love
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't.
I
He
need a
actually did
refill.
it.
I love
Oh.
Granny. So when Emma's in front of Granny's and August like pulls up on his motorcycle and he's like, he's selling me that drink, and Granny's like, if she won't do it, I'm
I'll
free.
do it.
I'll-
She's like, "I'll
if
do
you-
it."
Like,
I
you-
will.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe August likes older women.
But we
would-
also
I
saw
would
Or maybe
Regina-
doing a bit alarming indeed.
we saw Regina trying to like win Henry back, in this, and she gave him, a gift for, whatever, for
A
ruining the book.
fucking
And we
an
know it's old
ancient,
because
you know,
Emma goes,
video
"I used to
game.
play this when I was a kid."
yeah.
She
When
did.
she gave
still make
when she handed it to him, I was like, that is old as fuck.
Yeah.
She's like, she didn't get him a new handheld. It's old,
To
20
be
years old.
to be completely honest, I think the reason why they had to do that was from copyright issues. It's probably past its copyright
It's probably
limit.
an
It can be shown
game.
without royalties and all that. Whereas they couldn't put a brand new Game Boy in his hand because then they'd have to pay Nintendo.
Yeah.
So
Let's try some off-brand that lasted all of 2 months on the shelves.
yeah,
Still,
Kind of
that controller looked like it was for a fucking Dreamcast,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like
I
they
kinda-
they
I kinda
reskinned a
had-
Dreamcast controller or
I
something.
kind of had something like that, and it was like one of those really big, clunky handheld games that had 1,001 pixelized games, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh god.
But this is also, the episode where they get the book back, and then we find, that August was adding pages to the book,
Yes.
which we know were the Pinocchio
Yes.
pages, because that wasn't in the story.
Why wasn't that in the story though?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Did the author not want to write that story? He thought it was boring?
You thought it was boring. It was kind of.
He was like, I don't like this. We'll leave it out.
Another thing with this episode that kind of made me think was that when Catherine was talking about going back to school and stuff, and she's like, I've been looking online for apartments, and I filled out applications to go to. So, do they have contact with the outside world via the internet, or is it just their perception that they're having contact with the outside world, but it's really not that?
They do have contact from the outside world
do.
because that's how Regina adopted Henry.
And that's
Yeah,
how Henry
true.
found Emma.
Yeah, we're not sure how they get the information or, how much outside contact they get, but we know there is some. It's not defined
It's
well.
obviously
And
through the internet. So
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but in the sheriff's office, they're using Windows 95. Just throwing that out there. Right? That's how old their computer system is.
but they're still using the internet. So I was like okay, so they have somewhat contact with the outside world.
They've still got dial-up.
And here's the
You're
funny
right.
thing is Adam and Eddie were actually questioned whether or not the computer in the sheriff's lab would ever get an upgrade. And they jokingly replied and said they're going to upgrade to Vista in season 9. So, yeah.
Huh.
So, just throwing that out there.
I guess that's a no.
Yeah, they said they've been a little preoccupied, with Frozen and going to the underworld. That the update just hasn't come through yet. So they said by season 9 they'll get to Vista. But
Or they'll get a
Get to
Mac, and then it's like,
Vista.
what the hell are you doing?
and then we had the line that Regina spoke to Henry when she gave him the gift. She said, Henry goes, "What's the occasion?" And Regina goes, "The occasion is I love you." And that is a direct quote from Lost. It's actually the exact words that Penny said to Desmond in season 3, episode 8 of Lost. So they're throwing that out, and then just more to play on Rachel's absolute hatred for all references Lost. August is what month out of the year? What number?
The 8th month.
The 8th month. just had to do that one for Rachel.
That was
And if you think
August,
that's
though.
a stretch, you don't know the writers for Lost. That is definitely not a stretch. That was 100% intended. So.
Is that why you moved the notes off the
Yes.
screen?
Yes, that's so. Yeah,
I
for
wasn't even
the
reading them.
for the people that can't see, I have notes off on the screen. They can all see them. I dragged them off the screen when I scrolled down to read the quote to
wasn't
Henry,
even
just
reading
just
them.
Alright, I
just in
didn't mean
case.
to break the fourth wall, but that I
Right.
was like, why did that happen?
Yeah.
where
So.
did
Now I know.
go?
No, I wasn't even. I have my own notes.
So
Or like talking points.
yeah. I mean, outside of that, all that stuff that happened, that's kind of about it for.
What I
these
did like
episodes.
is I find myself liking Catherine more and more. I like at the end of the episode, she comes back to Regina and she says, and she's looking at the picture. She says, I have to leave because me and David, it's not true love. The way that David looks at Snow, that's true love.
Mhm.
And he's never looked at me that way. Never looked at me that way before.
Yeah, even before the. Yeah.
And I love the fact that she told Regina, "You are not my friend." I'm like, "You go."
Cleo, you didn't drink that
They reconciled
Oh,
later,
Kinda.
sort of. And I like how Catherine was very mature in this moment. She said, I need to. He doesn't love me. I don't love him. So we gotta let it go. I need to start fresh. I'm gonna go back to school. I want much more than this provincial life. I'm done.
I was waiting for that one. I knew you. Yeah, I knew it was going there. Not to that exact reference, but I knew it was going to a reference.
Catherine is a very strong character, and now she's kind of gone.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see her again, right? This is the last we see of her.
They
No,
do find her
we do
later.
see. We find like she comes out of the woods and she's after
she's murdered in
when
the
the-
heart. Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah. She comes back out and,
And
she
then
was
she's
just
not murdered. Yeah, okay. So
and
yeah.
then I think she leaves after the curse broke.
Mhm.
I think she actually leaves.
I don't know. Because I know you can't leave because you'll lose your memories. She may have still done that. I don't. We'll get there.
I don't know.
'Cause
Another thing I wanna note, because Regina already knows that Rumple knows that he's Rumple. That Gold knows that he's Rumple.
Right.
And
She approaches him after he repos Mr. French's car or van, and he tells her to get out of the way, please. And she's like, "Shit, I have to do this because that was the deal that they made."
Anytime he said please.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the second time we've heard him say that to her.
Yeah, she had to just stop exactly what she's doing and be like, "Damn it!"
Yeah.
That has to be annoying. Annoying.
Annoying.
There was a noise, and then I was saying annoying, so annoying came out.
I was gonna say, you're not even the one drinking.
Right.
I know.
Doesn't need to.
So
This is right. I don't have.
Next week we'll be doing episodes 14 and 15. Episode 14 is Dreamy, which, is Grumpy's backstory.
That's my favorite episode.
And then
I love them.
And then episode 15 is Red-Handed, which I believe is the Little Red Riding Hood episode.
That's your favorite episode.
And that is my favorite episode, hands down.
That's the one where they're in the Enchanted Forest and she kills her dude, right?
Or Peter.
Yeah.
Peter and the wolf. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So next week is going to be phenomenal because it is two of the really good episodes, and then the week after that is Hat Trick, which is going to be Cleo's favorite episode. So, because we get the Winter Soldier.
Mad Hatter.
In Once Upon a Time.
So that means Clio gets the host next week, or that week anyway.
No, that's okay. I don't have the host. Okay. Brian mentioned this a while ago. I wanted to bring it up, but I didn't.
Okay.
Couldn't find the space. This is also when Emma meets the Snow Queen for the first time. Is that when she takes Henry to ice cream, and that's...
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, that's
I
actually
didn't make
really...
Actually, I sort of thought it, but I was like, oh no, this is too early. But
Yeah,
you're right.
that's actually a really good catch. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, when Regina was like, go take him for ice cream, you have 1 hour or 39 minutes
30
or something.
minutes.
30 minutes. And Rumple's like, bring me back a cone. That's this whole time is the side thing. She meets the Snow Queen. That's when the pictures were taken. When we see that. So
okay.
Yeah.
So Ingrid was here this whole time, and she just never bothered to.
Right, we just never saw her.
Waited 4 seasons.
We never saw her.
So, and she wasn't affected by the curse because she came in after. She was not part of the curse, so she had her memories coming into the town, just like Emma has memories, coming into the town. When the curse was broken, nothing happened to Emma. Same thing, nothing happens to the Snow Queen. So.
Okie dokie.
But yeah.
Okie dokie.
You guys have anything else before we wrap this up?
Let me think of one more joke.
So I just want to say, since we started talking about it before, yes, we have confirmation that Aladdin and Jasmine and Jafar will all be in the first episode. Well, we don't know about Jasmine.
Asking for.
But
we don't know.
But Aladdin
They
and
said
She's
Jafar
cast.
Jasmine.
But
They said
Jasmine will be in the season. We don't know if
I
she's
love
gonna
when they
be
cast
introduced so
Jasmine.
far.
I do
I love
too.
Even
love
though
her.
Gallivant's off the air, I'm so glad they casted her.
Yeah.
But if you do want to go see it, it was at the San Diego Comic-Con, so you can probably look it up online and see that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the video is out there and everything. You can watch it. And it deals heavily on savior. And from what we're told, Aladdin was a savior in his land.
This was like
That's
older
what it
Aladdin,
sounds
like.
like.
Yeah,
After
We're going to explore the origin of the savior, because got the origin of the Dark One. Now we're going to get the origin of the savior.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna get the whole mythos, the whole mythology of the savior in general, what that means to be the savior. Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting for Emma because she's got that, but she's also gonna be having lingering effects of being the Dark One, like residual effects that are going to carry over.
Well, of course. I mean, how can
Hook
you
as
not be affected? How can you not be affected by that? Really,
Well-
seriously.
Well, no one ever had to find out.
That's
No
true.
other Dark One had to
No.
find out.
There is no living ex-Dark One.
Well,
I
there
think-
are three.
No.
There are two.
Well, now,
Okay.
I mean,
And
Now
Darkman
there
has
are, but not
never
before.
has never lost it and then got it back again.
Mhm.
So it's going to happen to the Rumple. And what happens to their baby? Because what did they get? Was it she impregnated when he was a Dark One or when he wasn't the Dark One?
Maybe, I think when he was.
So what does that do to his sperm?
I can't express
Yeah.
how much I don't care.
I mean,
The baby comes out all shiny. And...
It comes out the baby comes out
That would be
It's
fucking
like- it's like-
awesome.
It's like a shiny Pokemon, right?
do we?
and
Do
the baby
we?
comes out
It's
going
like-
this.
Hold on, it's like Tonks's baby. Just like randomly changes hair color constantly. From Harry Potter? Nobody? No? Okay.
Yeah. No.
It's a baby of a different color.
Do we even know how long she's been pregnant for? We know she just found out, but is she 3 weeks? Is she 12 weeks?
Well, she's frozen now, so.
Yeah. But
Because Nikki's got a good theory going on.
Oh, what's-
because if it's like, if it's early, like, 3 weeks, then it's Rumples. But if it's any longer than that, it could be the Knaves.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
And-
oh.
Literally
and
never
at-
even
at
thought
this-
of that.
And at this point,
No.
when Hades was screwing around with Rumple saying, you got to do this for me because of your baby, maybe he was just manipulating Rumple to do his job because Rumple thought it was his baby.
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
I don't like that.
I
really don't like
know,
that.
sorry.
It would be a good way to bring in the name again.
It would be phenomenal writing for Belle.
Anastasia.
See,
I know,
here's-
Anastasia.
Well, here's the other thing that I was thinking
Anastasia's
of.
gonna beat the shit out of me.
No, but here's the thing I was thinking of. Like, keep this in mind, right? So at the end of Once Upon a Time, we know, they get married and they become the White King and Queen. That's a flash forward. We're not at that stage yet. We're not there yet. There's all the time between the wedding, like from when Anastasia was resurrected to the point of becoming a queen. Alice had a child, and that child is like, what, 8 years old? 6 years old?
True.
So there is a big gap in there of all different things that could happen, and part of that is the Knave leaving, coming to Storybrooke, doing whatever the hell, and then going back. So...
I'm just hoping that. Well, they said we'll get Cinderella back for season 6.
Yes.
Well, that would be a good reason
Opportunity to
because
bring back Anastasia. maybe?
I was gonna say if it is the name's
if
baby,
she
that's
is.
what they bring back Anastasia. And if Anastasia is Cinderella's stepsister, and they are going to do stuff with Cinderella,
Right. Yeah, well, because
here, hands to you on a
episode
silver
3...
platter.
Episode 3 is called The Other Shoe. So I have a feeling that that's the Cinderella episode.
Yeah.
If they're going to bring Anastasia back to be the stepsister, this would be a good time to do it.
Mhm.
I'm still not
And
convinced.
I love her so much.
I'm still not convinced that she's a stepsister. I'm not dismissing
I'm
it, but I'm
totally
not convinced. It is a possibility.
You don't drop a name like that.
I've always been down.
Yeah, I mean, that is the first thing I thought when I saw
Yeah, and-
I mean,
Wonderland.
if she's not, then that is a
the-
complete coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when the God, why can't the Jabberwocky starts saying your mother liked her more, kind of, all these
Yeah.
talking
Implications,
basic-
yeah.
yeah. You don't drop something like that and then say, no, we're just kidding, it's not really her,
Just joshing.
because
Who
no,
knows?
yeah, you don't
That was
know.
And
different.
Alex is saying that he heard rumors that we might see Anastasia this season, so that's perfect.
Oh,
that
that
really
sounds good.
that ties in great. All right, so
Good.
I think that's about it. Nikki, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
Yeah, Clio is freaking out right now because she just read
Because
that
they
Alex,
mentioned Prometheus,
Yes.
and he's one of my favorite
the
Greek
god,
things.
the god of dreams. Yeah,
Dreams.
they already announced.
Who
We
gave
actually
fire
talked
to
about
man.
that. We talked about that last week, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
She wasn't here.
right. That is true. So, see what you miss out on, Clio. Clio, where can the people find you missing out on everything?
Cleomoto on Twitter and other places, but I'm like never there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she misses it there too. So
I
Yeah.
will sit there.
Jake, where can people find you? And Jake, I know you have an updated map on your Twitter
Yes.
and or Instagram.
And or
and or Instagram. I never gave my Instagram, I don't think. So
No.
it's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter. So go check out his updated map. We'll get it on the show. What we're gonna do is I'll make sure it's on 100% for the finale when we have like more pieces of land to make sure we covered everything. But yeah.
Yeah, but
He's
you can
gonna
find
need
me.
he's gonna need this big ass piece of paper to get it all in there.
Might as well just-
I am looking. I'm
So-
looking for a big ass.
So Jake, where
Just
we
clear off
find
one of your walls
Where-
and just paint it on one of your walls.
where we find the map and you.
So you can find me on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter at To Nowhereland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
Rachel, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at Savannah17, which is right here. And I've been doing some Twitch, which is just Savannah.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Do.
We're
This is
almost
the
all
first time since we came back that's been done.
You
just
guys
throwing
are
that out there.
slacking when I'm not there. Come on, every show, man.
You can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Until next week. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.
You're not gonna close out with another pun, Jake?
Trust me, I was thinking of one and I couldn't.
Be my guest.
No, something else. Something more clever.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Try the gray stuff.
No, it's okay. I'm a little scared.
Try to
I'm
grease
not
stuff.
prepared.
It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
They can sing, they can dance. After all,
Miss, this is friends. And the dinner here is never second best.
Oh my god.
and they also said that they will not be touching the genie out of respect for Robin Williams. So.
Oh, that's
Oh.
sweet.
Hallelujah.